Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Kris Chesky, and I have the privilege of serving as a Bloomberg Distinguished Professor at the Johns Hopkins University. In this role, my job is to help intellectually bridge the university schools and divisions and to carry out bold initiatives with global relevance. As a BDP, it is my honor to welcome all of you to the first Global Summit on Occupational Health and Music. I offer my opening remarks on behalf of the Peabody Institute, the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, the Whiting School of Engineering, and the Bloomberg School of Public Health, and all others who have actively endorsed and supported this historic event, including many of the world's leading researchers, educators, and clinicians. Thank you. And a special thank you to the Johns Hopkins Nexus Award Grant Program. This summit is not just another academic gathering. It marks an important moment in the history and a dynamic scholarly process, one that will produce many outcomes, including the publication of the Oxford Handbook on Musician Health Advocacy, led by Dr. Judy Palick. From inception, Dr. Palick and I have agreed that the agenda demands a commitment to transdisciplinary convergence. Or, to put it plainly, that participants need to talk to each other, bring together and give agency to stakeholder groups from various disciplines and geographic locations, and to periodically share those results. This summit is such a moment. The ideas presented here today will help shape our ongoing effort to guide our path forward with applied perspectives. So the core objectives of the summit. Today, we will define music as an occupation. We will introduce the phrase music-specific occupational health concerns, a phrase intended to highlight health concerns that are specifically related to music. We will draw from the biopsychosocial framework, the total worker health model, and developmental perspectives to shape our thinking. From these foundations, we will introduce the total musician health model, a new framework for deeper understanding and change. We will argue that tertiary schools of music are the epicenter of responsibility for ensuring that every musician, every educated musician, is aware, knowledgeable, and competent to deal with music-specific occupational health concerns. We will emphasize the need for all music school faculty and leaders to be directly involved because of their unique roles in educating student musicians. Specifically, studio faculty, ensemble directors and conductors, music education faculty, music therapy faculty, and of course, and most importantly, leaders and administrators of music schools, or what the National Association of Schools of Music might call music executives. We will point out that the absence of a role-based code of ethics limits the potential for music schools to establish and maintain effective responses to these concerns. And we will argue that policy is essential for ensuring lasting, institutionalized, and systemic cultural change for music schools. And we will highlight the need for music schools, particularly those in Tier 1 research universities, to create and offer graduate programs designed to prepare future music school faculty and leaders to meet these challenges. And we will call for a new sub-discipline in music. In addition to what occurs in music schools, we recognize the need for specialization and accountability among healthcare providers who are interested in treating patients who are experiencing music-specific occupational health problems. To that end, we will report on a global effort to establish standardized competencies for clinicians interested in caring for musicians. We will also present recommended strategies for measuring and reporting patient-centered outcomes following clinical interventions. We will outline a strategy for establishing a board-certified subspecialty in medicine. None of these objectives are easy, but each one is essential. This moment is also very personal to me. I come from a musical family, and I've spent nearly 35 years working on this challenge. In 1996, I hosted my first conference titled Applications of Medicine in Music, and invited pioneers Alice Branford-Brenner and Dick Letterman to the University of North Texas. With my first mentor in medicine, Dr. Bernard Rubin, we co-founded the Texas Center for Music and Medicine in 1999. In 2004, I directed the Health Promotion in Schools of Music Conference, a seminal event funded by the Grammys and the National Endowment for the Arts. This three-day conference involved 125 scholars and 21 organizations, resulting in a 2006 publication of initial recommendations for NASM-accredited schools in the United States. With the arrival of Dr. Saji's survey to the UNT Health Science Center, I continued to grow a related field for doctoral students pursuing an advanced music performance degree. And together with voice professor Dr. Stephen Austin, and with plan approval from NASM, I launched the first PhD in music with a concentration in performing arts health. I've also had the amazing privilege of mentoring dozens of graduate students, including some from engineering, audiology, public health, psychology, and of course, all areas of music. As a professor, the ultimate reward is witnessing former students contribute to critical conversations as fearless, committed, prepared, and independent scholars. I also want to take a personal moment to mention my mother, Kris Chesky, who passed away just a few weeks ago. She had July 9th proudly marked on her calendar. While no longer with us, I believe she's watching, paying attention as always, and likely complaining about my hair or my tie. Well, Mom, I'm wearing my favorite tie, the one that Amy gave me. Amy is my wife and is watching from Tokyo with my daughter, Lilia. Amy, thank you for your love and patience. And I'm grateful that my brother, Jeff, is here today with my daughter, Carissa. Your presence means the world to me. Aside from my personal perspective, this summit marks an historic turning point. It is my great honor and privilege to include our keynote speaker, Dr. John Howard, Director of the National Institutes for Occupational Safety and Health. Dr. Howard will deliver a message that many of us have waited decades to hear, that musicians are recognized as an occupational sector by NIOSH, an important sector that deserves acknowledgement, research, and support. His voice brings national and institutional credibility to an occupational sector that, until now, has been largely ignored, understood, misunderstood, and underserved. This is not just validating, it's transformative. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. And let's the games begin. Thank you.